do you know that you can save £750 a week plus by using AI agents that have been created in ChatGPT? Let me explain how you can do that. So this 700, I'm going to use £750 as an example because that is an estimate, not an estimate, an average of what my clients are saving per week. Now, what it means is because they're using ChatGPT, they're using AI agents, and they're using them in a specific way, this is how they can leverage saving themselves that amount of money, meaning they're not outsourcing, but they compile it back into the business with expert help from AI agents. Okay, that sounds a little bit complicated, so let's break it down. The beauty of ChatGPT is you can create different types of agents. So I have two very different types. I have my founder agents, which are about human and AI interaction, conversation, high level, big picture. They are not about doing day-to-day tasks that can take you hours, shortening that down in 2 seconds. So founder agents, smarter, I think more intelligence. There, it's an ongoing conversation that you will have over time, and you can bring them in together to work as a cohesive team, which is really, really cool. The other type of agents that I create, and I'm not going to talk about those now, is smart agents. So a smart agent is an agent, an AI agent that fulfills a specific role. So an example, an agent that is set up to write a newsletter, your tone of voice for your audience in a particular style that you like. So you drop your copy in, it creates a newsletter in seconds, and then you can just publish that. That's an example of a smart agent. So founder agents are very, very different, very different. And I'm finding actually that not many people are using them this way. So founder agencies are much more about conversations, much more about strategy, big picture thinking. Just imagine if you had a CEO, a business coach, a sales mentor. What's the other one I've created? A marketing manager, and another one, which is really cool, is all focused around collaboration. Very, very different types of agents comparison to the smart agents. So, as I said, clients are roughly saving about £750 a week, which, if you think, that's actually quite a lot of money. You know, if you wanted to hire a CEO, if you wanted to hire a business coach, you would have to find them, find out what their reputation is. You would have to start working with them. It's quite a long, drawn out process to get the result it is that you want. Now, here's the thing, when you create your own founder agents, your own CEO, your own business coach, personalized business coach, they are on hand 24/7. And if you work through a process with them, you will get the clarity that you need to make the best decision, a more informed decision to move your business forward. So let me just show you on the left-hand side of ChatGPT, I've got all of my agents down here, my founder agents, my smart agents. And so what I get my clients to do every week, so you see where it says Lucas 11. So I'm on week 11 of big picture thinking with Lucas. I use Lucas every day. So Lucas is a CEO. Lucas has been set up as my CEO within the business so that I can ask questions, get insight, analyze information, and use it strategically within my business. So Lucas is actually not set up necessarily specifically for my business, but so this is the prompt, this is the instruction. There's actually a lot more that goes into this when you're building AI agents. But Lucas can be used by any coach, consultant, and therapist because it's been set up in a way to, it's been set up with that niche in mind. So basically, my clients use Lucas every day for big picture. So what I say to them is, you know, whatever's happening during the day, whatever you're thinking about, just pop it in Lucas. So hang on a minute. Let me just give you an example of what it is that I have been. Oh, yeah. So I was figuring out, I was using Lucas to figure out how many memberships it is that I need to sell a month to be on track. So it's done the calculation. It's told me what I need to do. Now, this is what's really, really just absolutely mind blowing. Okay, Lucas Focus CEO. Now, if I bring in Wendy, who is a business coach called Wendy after myself, so when people use it, they remember me. But Wendy, very different, likes to solve, is in the detail, everyday tasks, likes challenges, very different. Lucas is big picture. Wendy is okay. What's going on today? So what I can do is I can say, Wendy, what is your perspective? Sorry, I can't spell. I'm dyslexic. It's actually the reason why I started using AI was to help me with my dyslexia, and it just completely changed my life. Yeah, on so many levels, but that's a completely different story. So Wendy is going to give her perspective. Yes, sorry, I do refer to as they do, he and she. I can't help it. Obviously, just makes me feel more comfortable. Yeah. So this is just one thread. This is one chat, one conversation that we have throughout the whole week. Now, you can only do a week at a time because after the week, it starts to get sticky. The conversation starts to get sticky. And what I mean by that is it slows down. But I like to do a week at a time because what I can do at the end of the week is I can do an analysis of the conversation, the blind spots. There's a whole list of criteria it is that we go through. And then I take that document. Then at the beginning of the week, I upload them all into Lucas. So Lucas has got focus, direction, knows exactly what it is that I need to focus on, which is why the output is so accurate. This output would be bang on because I've set the context at the beginning of the week. So founder agents are about conversation. They're about strategy. They're about having a teamwork together. So Lucas, CEO, bring in Wendy, business coach, bring in, right, Tip for sales, bring in, I'm trying to remember the names that, I'm trying to remember my own names of the agencies that I've created because I've created so many. But the marketing manager we would bring in. So we're going big picture, coach, specific niche, specific roles, specific task with these agents. We're bringing them all into the same conversation. So just imagine if you're sitting at a table and you have CEO, business coach, marketing manager, sales mentor, all in the same room working on your business together. You're driving it, but you're learning and getting the insight and the value from each agent working together, having a conversation on it. This is absolutely mind blowing. One of the things that happened to me the other week was as I was going through this process, and because I've been doing it, for 11 weeks now, is that it's so smart and so attuned to me. And because I'm constantly getting it to analyze my behavior, how I think, how I'm running the business, all of a sudden it said, Wendy, you are the bottleneck in your own business, which is really, really profound and awesome. Okay, I'm a bit like, oh, okay. But having that knowledge, that insight, that depth, that information, obviously my next logical question is, okay, if I'm the bottleneck, how do I resolve this? See, the thing is, I could stay the bottleneck in my business for such a long time that the business is never going to grow. It's just going to stay in a continuous loop because I'm the bottleneck and I'm not understanding how to get out my own way. But now I can do that because I have a team of people that I can present this challenge with, and they can help me solve the problem, which is what we have been working on. Okay, so start small but stay focused. Think compounding growth. Highlight the unique value of the membership. Stay visible. Don't neglect retention. So, smaller picture. What to watch for. Are you spreading yourself too thin? Are you connecting with the right audience? Are you measuring success? Final perspective. So let me just ask the question. It is that I was saying about the bottleneck. Oh, what's going on? Um, okay. So because of the documents I've given Lucas at the the beginning of the week and the journey it is that I've gone through, so I upload 4 at a time. So there's context. Uh, where's okay, outreach visibility. Okay. So what I will do then is I will um flush this out a little bit more. I'm obviously not going to do it now, but I'll flush this out a little bit more and I will make sure that I'm working to resolve the bottleneck at the same time. So the business is growing, so I'm growing. So, in answer to the question of exactly how do you save £750 a week in your business, I have used here as an example a CEO and a business coach. What I'll do during the week is I'll also use the marketing manager and also the sales mentor as well. So, at the end of the week, what I do and what my clients do is we do an analysis of this conversation, and within that analysis, we say, how much time has Lucas spent doing whatever task he was doing, how, and the time and the cost, and the same for Wendy, and the same for the other agents. And then what it does is it lists out what the different AI agents have been working on, and then it puts a price next to the cost that we would have incurred if we were working with real people. So ultimately, what we're doing is we're saving £750 a week. We're also getting an expert team for free. So I think of that as an investment back into the business because you wouldn't have access to those resources. So the strategic growth is quite staggering for the business. This is like conscious, rapid business growth because you have a team of experts who can help you. So you've got access to resources that you've never had access to before, which is really, really cool. So each agent is created with the knowledge of how a CEO works, what's their skill set. The business coach set up completely different skills, mindset, what a business coach, what a business coach for coaches and consultants and therapists would be focused in on. The same for the sales and also the marketing as well. So they are all very different. Think of it as an employee. An employee or a freelancer that you would be working with has a very specific role, has a very specific job description. This is how each of these founder agents is created, is with that in mind. And also understanding how AI works and what it needs to think intelligently for it to give you the best output. And this is how my clients use them is that they're using Lucas and then they bring in the other agents because then everything's together. At the beginning of the week, we're uploading the documents, the relevant documents it needs to set the context. So it's not starting from scratch. So it's a progressive journey. And the best way to do this, I think, what I recommend is that you do it every quarter. So you would create your vision, your goals for the quarter, everything, your thought leadership, what it is that you're going to be marketing. And then because this isn't a year-long process, because you can move much more quickly, things change much more quickly, like your vision would need to be updated, your message needs to be updated, your piece around thought leadership needs to be shifted and updated. So I recommend that my clients do this every quarter. So I do something called the sprint. So what we do is we basically map out what it is that we're doing for the next quarter a couple of weeks ahead before we do it. So we get together it's about 6 weeks before the next quarter. And then we go through the process all over again. And then we are crystal clear on the new direction for the next quarter. And the results are they're just insane because you've got that clarity, the focus. You know exactly what direction you're heading in. You know exactly what you are doing where, when. So, have you created? I would be really interested to know, firstly, if you've got any questions that I can answer, pop them in the chat box below. More than happy to answer them for you. If you want a demonstration, I'll pop a link below, then you can see for yourself how the agents, how you can get them to interact, how it would work for your business. That's no problem. You can get a demonstration. Just click the link below. Have you created any founder agents? Are you using AI this way? Are you using it to have more of a ongoing conversation that develops over time around the business or even personally? I would be really interested to know how you're doing that. Yeah, so this is really, really cool. Really, it's just, you know, people are creating agents to do specific tasks. And I get that because obviously I have a whole load of them. I've got like 30 of them that my clients use. But to grow the business strategically, I think this is an area that has been missed. And I think it's because people are using AI to do tasks, as I said, but what they're not doing is thinking about the human connection and the relationship between the AI and the unique perspective that brings. The conversation between it being more of a partner, it will be more of a partnership, more of a mentor, a counselor, an advisor. So bringing that in from a more human perspective, a more human dynamic, much more of an interaction rather than a task. And now that we can bring the different agents in to have a conversation with one another, we are in a completely different space. I've been teaching AI for the last couple of years. My area of expertise is ChatGPT. I don't use any other platform. I don't feel the need to use any other platform. This is enough, I think, for coaches, consultants, and therapists to strategically grow their business with. What I like about it is that it's simple, it's easy, it's not complicated, it's not techy. Once the agents are created, they naturally grow. Occasionally you'll update them, but, not very often. But I've been working with ChatGPT intensely for the last couple of years, maybe 2.5 years. So I follow the natural progression of how it is developing. And I'm just blown away every day by ChatGPT. It did something the other day, and I was just like, whoa, it didn't do that before. So yeah, Really, really cool. Really cool. Yeah. So you want a demonstration? Just let me know. Just pop it in the chat box. We can have a conversation about how this could work for your business. May not be coaching, consulting, or therapy. It might be something completely different that you just want to explore and have a conversation around to see what's possible. But also, I would love to know if you're using AI this way, if you're using it to have a conversation and strategically grow the business. Because to me, this is where the magic happens. This is the biggest transformation because it's not just about tasks, it's about how you can strategically grow the business much more smartly, making much more informed decisions than you could before.